afternoon, guys. I'm Logan with the Backwoodsman Institute. Today I'm going to be showing you my techniques for predator calling, coyote calling in specific. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's March. Why didn't you do this video in January or December, the prime time for coyote hunting? I'm also going to share with you a research study done by different states on spring coyote management and how it affected the deer population. So I'm going to show you guys that, share with you guys that information, and might change your mind a little bit about how you're going to go about hunting these coyotes during this time. So pay attention, you guys are going to learn a lot. Catch you in a bit. Now let's talk a little bit about spring coyote management. Alright, I read this article in Predator Extreme magazine, and the Backwoodsman Institute has no affiliation with this magazine. I just read the article and I loved it. Alright, the article was written by Judd Cooney, so if you guys want to check it out, go on there. You can figure out how to find the exact article. Basically what it's saying is all these research studies were done in different states, and they all pretty much came to the same conclusion. I'm going to go over some of the studies that were done. In Texas has always been a forefront of predator and prey research studies, but they realized that whenever they controlled the coyotes in the spring, either by snaring, gunning them from helicopters, hunting them, trapping them, whatever have you, that upped their white-tailed deer population by 30 to 70%. Now that's a big window, but what that means is if Texas did it, maybe one county had 30%, another county had 70%, so that's how they're getting the range right there. And then they also did a study in Maine, where the same thing, it upped their white-tailed deer population to 50 to 60% increase. So we got two sides of America right there, two sides of the spectrum. We got Texas of the west and Maine in the far east. So we kind of have a link right there. Coyotes overall are affecting our white-tailed deer population mostly when these fawns are newborn, during the spring to the summer months. So there's also a study done in South Carolina where they put collars on newborn fawns, and 47 to 62% of those were killed by coyotes alone. They have documentation of that, record of that, all that. So what that kind of puts into play, January, February are their high mating seasons for coyotes. So they're looking for, it's the same with deer, the male coyotes are looking for their domain, their terrain, that their area that they're locking onto, and they're getting females in and they're breeding. So after that, once those domains are set, and during these spring months they're set, so if we take out these coyotes, there's a domain that was already set that now has no coyote in it. So all the white-tailed deer, or the deer in your area, they have newborn fawns, and there's very little predation onto these newborn fawns. Alright? And if we extend our spring coyote management all the way through the summer, the whole birthing, not the birthing period, but whenever the fawn is born, to the summer months where it's grown and it can actually, it's not defenseless against coyotes, we have a lot better chance to up our deer population. In a study here, some areas quadrupled their deer population. I know in Indiana, a lot of people have been saying we haven't seen as many deer as we used to. Right? Coyotes are moving in, that could be one, but also there's diseases we all know, like blue tongue, stuff like that takes out deer population. We can't really, that's not really on the same page here, but the coyote population in our area affects the white-tailed deer population. So spring coyote management is a good time frame. That's the mind frame we got to be in if we want to up our deer population. So we got to start gearing towards that, and that's starting from March all the way through July, August time frame. That's spring and summer, where we can be taking out coyotes. I've personally taken out coyotes in the middle of the summer. They're just young coyotes. They're not very smart. They're not very aware of their surroundings, and they just get stupid. Alright? You just got to take them out. You get a better chance for any game that we hunt and we eat, that chance to live, so we can harvest it and feed our families and whatnot. So spring coyote management is a big thing. Now if you guys want to, you can go onto the Facebook page, and I wrote a whole article about my after action report for hunting coyotes east of the Mississippi, and I wrote also into the Spring Coyote Management, and I put some statistics in there, and you guys can read it up. Just check it out. It's on the discussion page. But right now I'm going to show you guys basics of the calls, because remember I'm talking about calling in predators now, so I'm going to show you the basics of the call. I'm going to show you the difference between open reed, closed reed, the benefits of both, and then I'm going to show you how to use them. So stay with me. Alright, let's go over the basics. Open reed, the reed is exposed. Make sense? We got a closed reed. The reed is on the inside of the tube. It's not exposed. Open reed and closed reed. Alright? Whenever I go coyote hunting, I like taking a plethora of coyote calls with me. Plethora, that's a good word, right? Closed reed calls are very easy to use. They're very good for beginner callers. Open reed calls are not so easy. There's a little more to them, and they're for more advanced callers. Does that mean you can't start out with an open reed call? No. But I'm just saying there's a little more to it. Closed reed calls. The reed is already enclosed. It's got the pitch at once. It's got everything already set up. Open reed calls, if anyone's ever played musical instruments, which I've not, but this is the only thing I have to relate to it, this reed, wherever you put your upper lip or your teeth, if you have them farther closest to the tip, the very end, the higher pitch you got. The farther you go back, the more vibration you get, the deeper the tone, the deeper the pitch you're going to have. So, some good things about closed reed calls. Like I said, they're easy to learn, easy for the beginner caller. I shot my first coyote that I called in with a closed reed rapid distress call. This is a closed reed rapid distress call right here. The bad thing about closed reed calls is if it's really cold out and you're hunting predators in the middle of the winter and it's 12 degrees out, these calls, from the moisture that you use, the air you blow through them, that condensation freezes and the reeds get stuck, and sometimes they don't call or they make an off sound and it can spook the game away.